fast move.
And beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. The original broadcast date, December 12th, 2025. The year is slowly winding down. My co-host tonight is the lovely and talented Katie Followell.
Hey, everybody.
She adds a certain amount of perkiness to the show that I often lack. I just wanted to give her credit where credit is due.
Shucks.
And our guest tonight is Shane Pittman, who's just been busy as a beaver for the last year. We got a lot to talk about tonight, Shane. You know that?
Oh yeah, a whole lot. I'm excited though. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Okay, tonight Joe reviews but it's one of that new Jurassic World one. Rebirth. That's the name of it. Jurassic World Rebirth. Oh, now you jumped ahead. I got to do Holiday.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Today in Obscure Holidays.
Never have got rid of that awkward pause. But it is Gingerbread House Day. Gingerbread House Day is on December 12th. Whether you're a cookie building expert or your baked house falls apart as soon as you get the third wall glued on with icing, we can all agree the best part of building a gingerbread house is eating the sweet treat when we're done, and also luring small children into the oven. That was a bonus part. Luring small children into the oven. Okay, now I get to my guest because I got to goof around. Okay, I don't even know where to start with all the shit you're into now, Shane.
Me either.
Okay, you went from Holter Files 28 days. Now you've got Paranormal Mysteries on the new Beacon TV.
Yeah.
Now, Beacon TV, everybody, if you're playing the home version, is basically it's a streaming platform. It's on Roku. It's on Prime, I'm guessing. It's on the major platforms.
Yeah, Apple TV, Fire Stick, yeah, all of that good stuff.
Yeah. So in other words, it's basically the modern TV. This is what we've come to. I'm going to be honest. When we first started making that shift, it was like, oh, streaming. But now the streaming networks are getting serious, and the content on your network looks pretty serious. Tell me about how did Beacon TV come about?
It's a very good question, and it's kind of a long, drawn-out thing, so I'll try to keep it kind of short. But it came about because I was kind of seeing the direction of how Paranormal TV, which is what I basically am known for with the Holzer Files and 28 Days Haunted. It was kind of in a hiatus period where there was a lot of cancellations. There was a lot of shows disappearing that a lot of the fans out there were really they were wondering why the cancellations were happening.
Mm-hmm.
So with the networks and everything, and there's nothing negative to say about the networks, but, they basically, it's a money thing. And basically they have to make decisions based off of what's best financially. And sometimes that means that, your favorite show isn't going to be airing anymore, right? Like the Holzer Files, and there still is a very big fan base with that. But unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. It's just, they go what makes financial sense. It's a business. So I was looking at that. I had a buddy or I have a buddy, Josh Purvis, who we already owned a production company already. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it ourselves. I mean, we're always waiting on the next move of the network. We've been pitching shows and doing all of this stuff for a long time. Why not do it ourselves and try our hand at it? And that's where Beacon came into being. It was basically starting a company to where we listen to the viewers, what they really want, who they wanted to see, and do our best to make it happen. And here we are.
Well, it's simple enough. I hope I'll put it this way. Now, I didn't get to subscribe. I actually tried to subscribe this week on my phone, and for some reason, I never made it back up here to the desktop. That being said, because I do want to check out some of the shows, I don't understand what happened, and this is just all philosophical. We went from, for a while there, between Travel Channel, Sci-Fi, and hell, I think the Food Network was in on. I mean, it was like everybody. A&E had it. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, you couldn't turn on the TV without tripping over a ghost hunting show. Some of them pretty bad, admittedly. Deep South Paranormal. But
Stop it, Wes.
But that being said,
Shane did not say that. Shane did not say that.
Shane did not. No, there was one worse. What was the one with the three guys that like tried to burn down Mansfield or something? Anyway, I don't understand how there was enough popularity to keep. I mean, they went like 2 seasons like that. In other words, this wasn't just, oh, let's show an episode nobody watched. We went at minimum 2 seasons. We were so saturated. I kind of understand the burnout, but I'm not seeing the disinterest in the public. When you go on YouTube, all of these shows are going, or groups are going out and making their own content, and they're getting followers. I don't see how the market could have dropped off that much. Because now, maybe I'm wrong, Shane. You tell me. Are the shows that hard to produce?
No. Well, it's more involved than what you think. If you're wanting to produce something maybe outside of a YouTube show, there's some good YouTube content out there, but there's a lot that isn't. And just trying to be as nice as I can with that. But no, I don't think that the public interest has faltered at all. What I think it is, honestly, is there's a number of things. So remember with Discovery Plus, all of that, the mergers and stuff happened. I think that was the start of this current downfall of we need to pivot and allocate money in different areas because we're trying to cut costs because we just sold our platform. Essentially, when HBO and Discovery was doing their thing, there's money involved in that. And I think it's budgetary cuts when it boils down to it. And that was one reason why I wanted to start Beacon, is because of course, a business, you got to make a living and you got to make money, right? I mean, It's just business. But I wanted to start a company that really focused on the viewer and what the viewer wants, and try to do it with integrity. If we're not conducting ourselves and moving forward with integrity, then none of this matters. So it was something where we want to change it up. We want to do something different, and we want to make an impact that's a lasting one, but with the viewers at the forefront.
Katie, I'll toss it to you after the break because I want to kind of follow this line of thought. Now, do you have a fairly good demographic of your viewers? What I'm asking is, some paranormal shows appeal to the paranormal fan. In other words, they want the titillation. They want the hero to stand up on their back. They might do the public tours. They might do a celebrity tour or whatever. They're not going out and doing like my dumbass and buying 16 cameras with night vision. And sitting through 16 times 4 hours or 6 hours of investigating. Yeah. Who is the market now?
That's a good question. Even looking at the demographics, it's widespread, man. There's the ones that want the adrenaline rush and they want to be scared and they want that thrill. And there's other ones that are hardcore investigators like you that actually want to get to the bottom of where the science and the paranormal meet and try to find out what is going on out there, what is the strange and unusual stuff that's going on. And then there's some that uh, just like the storylines. They like the history aspect of what these shows bring to the table. So it's widespread, man. It's all over the place. And that's another thing too, is because I've been in front of the camera and I've been behind the scenes with these shows, I kind of have a good uh there's a good pulse. I know the pulse of kind of what people want to see, especially in my field, because I've been in it for as long as I have. So I think that brings a unique approach that I bring to the table. Is like, okay, I already have a baseline of what the viewers want, and I know how to produce it. I have a good team behind me. My co-owner, Josh Purvis, my business partner, he is a top-notch videographer. A lot of people don't know that. They just think he's a paranormal investigator guy. But no, he's been in the videography scene and cinematography for a very long time. So I've got a really good base around me and really good foundation to be able to bring these shows that people want to watch.
Now to kind of follow up on that, one thing I noticed going to your IMDb page actually, which I think it totally needs to be redone, but that's beside the point.
It probably does.
Your Holzer Files.
I haven't even.
The stuff we know you for, Holzer Files, 28 Days Haunted. That's like an afterthought on your IMDb page. Your page is taken up by your production credits, which I'm assuming mostly are what you're doing now at Beacon. How involved are you personally, or your team, maybe more to the point, involved with the shows? The reason I'm asking it, I kind of got involved with a previous attempt at a streaming network that was, well, first of all, they were all over the board. They weren't focused, so that's beside the point. But they pretty much, everybody was on their own. They gave you a platform. To make money, you had to get the viewers, and then they just could not provide the audience to even pick the viewers from. That being said, when somebody comes to you with a show idea, which I'm assuming somebody comes to you and you're not going out to the local watering hole and walking up to the counter and soda fountain. I think that's for your day. How much support does the network, you and your team, give to these people doing the shows, and how much of it is just show us what you got?
100% our team's involved. So we do have cases where there's some shows that we acquire that is already completely done, but we have a certain standard that we hold. So if those shows don't meet that standard, then we don't air it on the platform. But in regards to if somebody comes and pitches a show, we are in the trenches with them. So we just did a new series, 6-episode series that was filmed in one town in Alabama, and I showran that entire show, and my team produced the entire thing. So that's how involved we are. We're in the trenches. We're boots on the ground, because we care about not only the project that's presented, but we care about what we present to the viewer. It's not just a thing that we want to slap on our platform just to have a show on there. That's not our end game goal. Our goal is to provide quality content that you would see on Discovery or Netflix or anywhere else, but with affordable cost and with content that you're wanting to see.
Take a quick break. Katie, you'll be up.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Rue Morgue magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subissati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Rumor, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
I do want to do a quick mention of the platform I'm using to do all of my AI stuff. It's Galaxy AI. Go to scarefestradio.com. Click the link from there because then we get a little credit for it. But we want to spread the word. You can do a lot. These podcasters, you people doing podcasting, you can do a lot with Galaxy AI. 3,000 plus AI tools in one spot, one fee a month. Katie, over to you.
Oh, well, I'm so excited now. So you wrote a book this year too. Obviously, I'm a librarian, so I need to know. Tell me what's going on with Hope on the Other Side of Pain.
Yeah, so this book was extremely personal, very personal. It's basically my story and kind of how I got involved in the strange and unusual world that I'm in now. Um, but it was basically the really hard, traumatic parts of my life and how that shaped me, and is basically a message of hope for those that are out there that are having similar things or that may be going through similar things now. It's a message of hope that there is hope on the other side of your pain and to not give up. And I think it was really important to have that be my first flagship book, is because that means a lot to me. Anybody that comes to any of my events or anything like that, they know that that message is at the forefront. Of course, I've been on TV. Of course, I'm a business owner. But the real message is your life has purpose and your life has meaning, and to not give up because there's hope.
You know, that's something I've got to moderate several ghost hunting panels the past few years, and that's kind of been the overall message every single year. That really does go hand in hand with the paranormal.
Oh
Again,
yeah,
I
I
apologize
think
that I looked like Papa Perpetua during that, because
no,
that
you know what?
photo is so funny.
I love it. I love it. All the outfits every time. I think it's great. But yeah, you bring up an interesting point. I think in the paranormal, I think a lot of it is tied to trauma in a lot of ways. You're absolutely right. And I have a lot of dear friends that are in this field too, that have been through similar things that I have. And it's a message of hope, because I think there's a lot of people out there that they were saved because of something that happened in their life that they couldn't explain scientifically, or they couldn't just explain away. Something that kind of snapped them out of this bubble that they're in, where, oh, well, I'm in this crap life right now. I'm dealing with this crappy situation. And having these experiences showed them, and it showed me too, there's more than this life that we're in. There's more beyond all of this. This is only a fraction of what's really out there.
I think that, you know, the paranormal, or asking somebody for help with ghost hunting and stuff, is such a vulnerable state. And even, you know, I started ghost hunting out of an interest of it, but I had such anxiety, and it kind of helped me get it under control. So I
Yeah.
really do respect it. And there's something about hearing ghost hunters say that is really cool.
Yeah, it's again, like I said, it's I think it goes hand in hand. And I don't know. It's this field and some of the things that I've witnessed and been through, it's been my saving grace. I mean, there was times in my childhood where I didn't want to be here anymore, and things happened that snapped me out of that. Paranormal things happened right when I was on the verge of just giving up. So that's been the full catalyst for me to move on in my paranormal career, I guess, if you want to call it that. And e- every time I meet anybody, is to let them know, look, you're not alone. There's hope. And look, us meeting is not happenstance. A lot of these people that sit down during my talks and stuff, I tell them, it's like, look, you're not just here by chance. You were meant to hear this at the time that you're hearing it. You're here for a reason, you know, and that brings me more joy than even the paranormal aspect. I mean, of course, I love what I do, but
It's a
It's
human
it's
connection.
it's the that's everything. The human
Yeah.
connection is everything. That's the only reason why, I think, one of the big reasons why we're here and why we exist. I mean, because everything else around us is going to fade away. The
I
only,
really,
you know,
I really liked that our celebrity hosts for the Warrens Museum. I think that you and Dustin were both good choices for that because I think a lot of people went into that really anxious, and I think you all brought.
apprehensive. Yeah, they were apprehensive.
I think you brought
But
people a lot of comfort. How did your night go? Because I was there for night two.
it was amazing. There was a lot of things where there were things that was going on that we couldn't explain. And if anybody knows doing this stuff and doing paranormal investigating, a lot of times nothing happens, and a lot of times the stuff that does happen you can explain away, and you can you can there's a logical explanation as to why it's happening. It's not a ghost or Grandma Betty out in the corner. It's something else, right? But in this instance, there was things going on that we couldn't readily explain. And I think everybody that I talked to, everybody that I came in contact with, were they had a great time, and I had a great time. So it was a
There
lot of
was
fun.
there was a buzz the next day
Oh
about that
yeah,
event. It was really cool. I have a dumb question, and this is a genuine question. When you
what's
guys
that?
host these like celebrity ghost hunts and
hmm
absolutely nothing is happening, what do y'all do to make it feel like they got their money's worth?
Well, again, it's that human connection. I think it's showing a lot of them. It's like, look, we're normal people just like you, that are passionate in a lot of the same things that you're passionate about. And a lot of times it's just talking to them, trying to get to know them. And I have had people that were like, "This is a bunch of," and
BS.
they're, yeah, BS. That this is we paid money and nothing happened. It's like, well, most of the time nothing happens, but don't just focus on the ghost aspect. Focus on the history. We give you a lot of history at these events too. We tell you a lot about these locations that you wouldn't just readily know, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's not just the paranormal aspect, but it's like, hey, this has a lot of historical significance. Where you're standing right now, this happened, and and giving them that information and giving them a lot of those educational tidbits and stuff, I think makes up for the lack of activity that happens.
Yeah, I was there for night two, and there wasn't anything that I was blown away by paranormally, but to be in the same room as this history of seeing
Yeah,
Lorraine Warren's skirt and being like, oh my gosh, and
yeah,
Annabelle, and it raised more questions for me. So it was really cool.
yeah,
Well,
and again, again, it's the human experience, and just to let them know, it's not all about the ghosts and the spirits. Of course, it's a cool, that's a cool aspect of it, but focus on the history, focus on the building the connections with other people. That's what's important too.
yeah, I think you all did a great job, and like I said, everybody was literally buzzing about your night at the
Well, thank
Warrens
you,
Museum.
thank
It
you.
was really
That's
cool.
awesome. That's
Um,
awesome.
what's one place you want to investigate, like a big historical location that you'd love to dig into?
Well, there's a couple of them, and that probably been answered before, but the Paris catacombs I would love to go to.
Ooh,
Um, just everything about that fascinates me. The amount of skulls that are there down there, and yeah, that. And I know this would never happen, but the White House,
yeah,
because believe it or not, the White House is one of the most haunted houses out there. Just historically, just from a historical standpoint, documented, as far as people having experiences, and very important people having experiences in Lincoln and all of that. So that's another one too. But
what's your
yeah,
favorite place you've ever investigated?
oh man, there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. I think one of my favorite places is the Queen Mary, because that's in Long Beach, California, for people who do not know. And uh, it's operating as like a hotel, right?
Hmm.
So it's operating as a hotel. But whenever we investigated it for the Holzer files, it was there was nobody there because of COVID. because of all of the stuff that went down. So we were right in the trenches with COVID, and basically we were the first team that was sent out when when COVID was going on to be like, hey, you're our guinea pigs. We're going to just test the waters and see if you guys make it. And it's not exactly like that, but it's pretty much like that.
Ooh, what a dream though to have that place to yourself.
Yeah, it was unfettered access. So it's basically a skeleton crew, and me, Dave, and Cindy had the full run of that entire ship with nobody staying on it.
Ooh.
So that kind of upped the level for me as far as one of the coolest places that I've been, because we got to experience it without any distractions. And the only thing that I hated about it is people think, oh, well, you're TV talent, you don't have to do anything. And like, I was the tech guy of the group, so I had to help with setting up the cameras, running all the wire, and that's miles and miles of wire. That the Queen Mary's ship is no tiny ship. It's huge. So I must have got 30,000 steps in or more setting up that entire thing for the investigation. So I hated that part, but everything else about it I loved. So
Yeah, that's always one of those things that kind of interests me about paranormal TV is the stuff we don't see on camera.
oh yeah.
Like, how long did it take? Like, long would you say it takes to film an episode of a ghost show? Is it?
Well, for us, and well, now with Beacon, we kind of have it down to a science, so we're pretty good in that regard. But with the Holder Files, it took us 5, 6 days
Mm,
to film one episode. But those days were not like 8 hours. I'm talking about sometimes 16, 17, 18 hour days to get all the shots that we needed, to get the interviews that we wanted to get, um, to, just get everything we needed. It took a lot of time. So, yeah.
yeah, my big paranormal TV stint, my ghost story on A&E 100 years ago. It was like a 14-hour long day. Like it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
and it would be like go down the stairs again, but look like you just heard something.
Yeah. Yeah. So people always ask me, they ask me this a lot. They're like, well, Shane, is there any acting in the paranormal? And it's like, there is, but not in the way that you think. Right. So, there would be a lot of times where me and Dave, we would be investigating a certain area and we would freak out. I'm talking like we would hear something that we couldn't explain. We're like, oh my God. And we freaked out. So, and at the same time, there would be a car or a truck going by. So they'd be like, oh man, we didn't get clear audio of that. We need y'all to redo that.
Oh,
So then we, to try to get our reaction again, just wasn't as good as the first time, because it was a genuine reaction, but they would tell you, okay, we need to have you react again. We know you genuinely reacted to this, but there was noise contamination, so you got to do it all over again, or else we won't get clear audio. So yeah, there's acting in that regard, but it's not in the way that a lot of people think. We're not acting. The reactions are genuine. It's just sometimes you have to do things like that just to get the footage that you need.
it's like just a recreation of your reaction.
Yeah, and those were pretty rare, or the times where, because I remember one time um, that Dave would always send me to the creepiest areas of any location and
You
was like,
are the
"Hey, go down
victim
there."
if Dave is there.
Oh,
You are
oh
the
yeah,
victim.
one
Yeah.
hundred percent, 100%. But there was this one time where I just had enough, because he's like sending me down to the basement. They were seeing some weird child spirits, but not like in the normal sense. It was just kind of creepy. And he was like, "Hey, go down here." And I was like, "F you, Dave. You go to the basement." I was very emphatic about it. Well, again, they didn't get the audio because we laughed, right? Like Dave and Cindy laughed right afterwards. So they're like, okay, Shane, we need you to emphatically say this to him again, because this is great. This is gold, because you don't do this. So I'm a Southern boy. So
Yeah.
whenever I get excitable, my accent gets more pronounced.
I get it.
So, so the second time around, whenever I was trying to recreate it, did not go as planned because I was like, F you, Dave, you go to the basement. It didn't sound anything remotely like tough guy. It just sounded utterly ridiculous. So they're like, okay, forget it. We're just scrapping it. Go to the basement anyway. And yeah, so there's times like that where it's like they ask you, hey, we need you to do this again with the same emotion that you put, and I'm not a great actor at all, so it they just scrapped it.
See, my OG ghost show was always Ghost Hunters, and I always said, I was
Yeah,
like, they're not good actors. I can tell when they're being genuine,
yeah, but
genuinely excited.
but you know what? That's a good thing,
I love it.
especially for paranormal shows. I mean, it's good if you can say that about a series. That's good because
Yeah.
then you could tell whenever there's legitimate moments because that was one thing that I was really terrified about the Holzer file stuff because I was like, and I would talk to Dave about this. This was when the first couple of cases we did. I was like, dude, I'm nervous because this is going to be on TV, and I look like an utter idiot and pansy. I look uh, like I'm terrified of anything and everything. And he was like, look, dude, like they hired you to be yourself, just be yourself and whatever. So I ended up just letting go and saying, okay, fine, I'm just gonna be me. I'm a skittish guy. Whenever I'm in the dark for 8 hours and something moves by me, I'm just gonna react. And I did that. And luckily, a lot of people would come up to me later after the series aired and was like, hey, I could relate to you a lot because I would react the same exact way you reacted.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of having that human element,
Human connection.
it worked out. Yeah, the human connection, it worked out. So like just being yourself and not putting on a front, not acting, it pays off. Pays
Yeah.
off in the end.
Well, we are up on the half mark of the hour. I'm going to throw this back over to
Sweet.
Wes.
Awesome.
Go ahead. I'm here. Okay, there it is. Oh, by the way, everybody, tickets are on sale for Spawn of Scarefest. Tickets are on sale, general admission. That's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or weekend tickets. And you can book a room at the hotel without having to get the platinum. We've got our special room rate up. You can book your hotel room. You can get your day tickets 1 day, 2 days. Now, unfortunately, through the website, we are reserving the rooms in the hotel for people staying all weekend. In other words, it's weekend passes. If you're just coming Friday, it's probably you won't want to stay at the Marriott and pay for 2 days. Just saying. But that is the way it's working because we got limited rooms. There will be more hotel packages announced. We got 2 more hotel packages that will be coming online soon. But general admission tickets, and we still got platinum tickets, you can still do that. So, then I do want to mention tonight that holiday horror comedies, that is the topic that Barbara is talking with Eric Hyde on at Fear the Talking Heads. Go to YouTube, and then search for at Fear the Talking Heads. And
It's time to play America's favorite new game show, Pants or No Pants.
that was just a little something I threw together. We're not really going to play it. If you're in the chat room, take your vote. Do a vote in the chat room. Do you think Wes is wearing pants tonight or not? Then there was something else I wanted to throw in there. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, go to me and Shane now. That's cool.
You're 100%. You're not wearing pants. I bet you're not.
You are so zoomed in, Wes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I zoomed in. Stupid fucking AI camera. There. Okay. Now. Okay, now.
He didn't want us to see he wasn't wearing pants. That's what it was.
I did have to turn off the tracking because you never know where that thing's going to go.
That's true.
Just for the record, I'm gonna still beat on Beacon TV for a while. More on your investigative history and what you're doing with the network. Okay, dealing with the show, being on TV. Of course, you a lot of the paranormal aficionados, not just fans so much, but the people that actually are dabbling in the paranormal. I'm sure they come up to you because they go to these Paracons, they go to conventions like Fest, although we're a fan convention when it gets down to it. But how do you deal with the balance? How do you keep a balance as a public person between the, I'll call them orb watchers and the hardcore technophobes? Technophobes? No, be techno, whatever. People,
how do I communicate with both of them?
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and keep everybody happy because you know you have to in a public.
You have to. Well, again, it goes back to, I think, the human connection. Because at one time, whenever I was first dabbling in all of this stuff, I was inexperienced. A lot of the things that I thought was legitimate paranormal experiences were not. And I was just uninformed at the time, and I was very new to it. So I think there's a lot of people that I meet out there that they're in a different phase of the process. They're in the early stages, kind of like how I was. So I try to show grace in that regard, because there's a lot of people that, hey, look at this orb, it's my grandmother, and a lot of times we know nine times out of ten that's environmental. It's dust or moisture or lens flare or something like that. It's nothing paranormal to it. Um, but I am very careful in how I respond to these people, because you got to show them grace, because there's a lot of people out there that are very early in the process, and sometimes their journey is their journey to explore. I have gotten, and I still have a lot to learn, but I've gotten to where I am through trial and error, through a lot of learning and through a lot of mistakes. And sometimes people, that journey would be more impactful for them if they go through that, learning from their mistakes, learning from their errors. Of course, I can give them advice and direction, but some people are so entrenched in wanting this orb to be Grandma Betty that, and sometimes that's a comfort for them. And sometimes you have to decipher. Sometimes you just have to back off and say, you know what, that's really cool. That's really cool that you have that, or you have that experience, because that could be the only thing that's holding them together at the time.
Damn, you guys are nice. Like,
well, I mean, it could be a thing to where, and of course, there's some people that are ridiculous, and it's like, you gotta do it case by case basis. But there's a lot of people out there that could be that one strand that's keeping them together. And is it worth tearing them apart for that in that moment? I don't think so. I think you got to show grace in that moment and be like, okay, this could be their main thing that's keeping them going from day to day. Grandma Betty could have been their cornerstone, could have been their whole foundation. You tear that apart.
See, I get the Grandma Betty. I get that angle.
Yeah.
But I've go to Gettysburg sometime and talk to the people that ghost hunt there.
Oh yeah.
They're people that have been ghost hunting for 20 years, longer than I have.
Mm-hmm.
And they will walk up and show me photographs of orbs. Now, my go-to is, that's neat, but no one will accept that as paranormal evidence. I'm not going to tell you it is paranormal. I'm not going to tell you it isn't. I'm just going to tell you no one will accept that. Do with, I guess I keep...
Yeah, and there's a lot of there's a lot of those conversations, Wes, that I have had, but this is something that I've learned a lot in this field, is for those types of people, you're never going to convince them.
No,
because
you're right.
And so a lot of times it's like, is it worth? I mean, not saying worth my time, but is it worth the energy to try to combat it when they're not wanting another alternative? They're wanting to believe what they want to believe. And that's in every aspect of our life. We see it all over in the world today. People are going to believe what they want to believe. And it's few and far between that you're going to turn, especially when they're an adult. You're not going to, it's very rare that people change their their core belief systems or their beliefs in general. So yeah, it's a case by case basis. When it's those hardcore ones, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then I move on. But when it's the ones where it's like a family member's attached, I'm just very sensitive to it, because you never know. It could be if you destroy that that for them,
Right,
it could
right.
destroy them in
Yeah.
general, you know. But yeah, I get what you're saying. A lot of conversations
Now let's talk about
those
the other
people.
extreme though. Now, without going to cynics and or hardcore skeptics, I want to know what's your opinion of the teams that everything is bullshit except what they got. How often do you hit that?
We hit it a lot. I I think that they just need to evaluate their approach because, like I said, me being in this field, I've learned a lot with trial and error. And I think what's gotten me to where I'm at in this field is being okay with being wrong and accepting being wrong and being open-minded to different viewpoints because that's the only way in the end that anybody's going to learn and anybody's going to grow. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's something that you can do. But I think that changing our minds and changing our viewpoints is a good thing. That means we're learning something new in our path and in our journey, which we should all be doing anyway.
Okay, Katie, you got 5 minutes.
I don't have anything good to say because I was sitting here and thinking, like every time I do one of these episodes, like with you or with Dave or Steve Gonzalez, like I learned something new in how I can approach stuff. And so like I know that I probably should have been thinking ahead, but I was actually just really intently listening.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And you know what? I learn stuff from you and Wes all the time. Like I learned from Wes that, it's good to wear pants on a podcast, like but no, I learned things. It goes both ways. And this is what's so cool about what we do and all of this is we can all learn from each other. And I think that's what we can take away from it. And one thing with all this paranormal stuff is I learned something from other people that I didn't know, or different viewpoints that they have. Like I'm always thinking that orbs could be this or that, and not orbs is a bad example, but certain phenomena, and they give a different angle, a different approach to what that could be. That kind of just blows my mind. So I think that's the coolest part is we get to learn from each other and grow.
That's
And
real. I like
yeah.
that. Like one of my first, it was actually one of my first public ghost hunts. And this woman came up to me to tell me that her uncle was haunting her. And she knows it because the lights came on in his favorite aisle of Walmart when she was with him.
Most
Yeah.
haunted place on earth is Walmart. By the
That
way,
is the
you were
truth,
wrong earlier,
especially in the South.
Yes.
I wanted to say, like, was it a frozen aisle? Because those are motion sensory. So, like, but like,
Probably was.
So I remember disassociating during that. I just go, wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. But it's good that you responded that way. Again, it could be holding people together in those moments, especially the family member stuff. I'm always 9 times out of 10, I'm just like, oh, that's really cool. And I just try to show them compassion and grace, even if I don't agree. It's like, do I really need to be right in this situation, or do I just need to be compassionate in this situation?
They just wanted to, like Steve had said once, he's like, they could have waited 5 years to tell me that story.
Oh yeah.
And they're so excited for it. And I was like, okay, that's a really, and your viewpoint there, it kind of tied together of trying to make me a nicer person.
Well, just showing compassion, because a lot of times, like there's been plenty of times that I know that probably 99% I'm right, but is it worth it? Is it worth me saying, oh, I'm right? Is it worth it? No. Especially in that situation. Now, if it's a situation where there's like a 20-year veteran of the paranormal and they're saying that a bunch of these orb pictures are ghosts and we know that it's dust because they're out in a field taking the picture and stuff like that, then yeah, sometimes you can inform them. But again, there's only so much you can do, because they'll be like, oh, no, I know it wasn't dust because I took a picture right after that and there was nothing there. that I've heard every explanation in the book, and in those situations, you can't really argue with them. So, again, it's like, where are you wanting to put your energy? I
That's a
mean,
good way to view it.
you know,
I mean,
yeah,
and that's a good way in life too, to just
yeah,
approach everything. Well,
yeah.
we are up on the third quarter. I think it's time for Bonehead Weekly.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and this week's review is a movie I tried to drag my son to this summer, and he just would not go. But I finally got a subscription to Peacock, and I watched Jurassic Park World Rebirth. I can't remember which one's Park and which one's World. So my kid loves giant monster movies. Godzilla, X Kong, loves both of those. Any of those things. We like the Jurassic Park and most of the Jurassic World movies. Could not get him to see it. Finally watched it, and we were both like, meh. And that's exactly what it is. It's nowhere near as bad as that final Jurassic World movie where they brought them all together and they on the island, like the people from the park and the world team up. And that movie's almost damn near unwatchable. It's almost as bad as Jurassic Park 3. Oh, God, that's bad, too. So is Jurassic Park 2. There's a lot of Jurassic movies that aren't that great. Ash and I both agree that as much as people crap on this one, it's not that great either. But it's pretty good and completely forgettable. I can't tell you the plot. And it's Wednesday, Tuesday. I watched it this weekend. Something to do with Scarlett Johansson has somebody dead in her life. She's trying to get past that. She's some sort of mercenary something. And she's getting paid a lot of money, millions of dollars, by some sort of pharmaceutical company because they need the blood from 3 different dinosaurs to develop something that they've been wanting to work on for people or whatever to sell, to make drugs. I have no idea. And it has to be from these 3 dinosaurs. And dinosaurs are only right around the equator now because of the oxygen and things. They've gotten sick and died across the world. It's kind of what they call a soft reboot. It's perfectly serviceable movie. It's directed by Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards directed a really good movie. His breakout movie was a movie called Monsters. Google it, look it up. He directed that. First Godzilla film, Rogue One. Not his best effort, but not a terrible movie either. There's nothing wrong with it. It's much better than, like I said, that last Jurassic World movie. It's just completely forgettable. It's a bunch of dinosaurs. They're fighting. There's paper-thin characters. People die. The right people kind of don't, and some kind of do. And I tell you, I truthfully don't remember that much about it, even though I watched it 4 or 5 days ago. But I didn't hate it. So should you watch Jurassic World Rebirth on Peacock? Yeah, it's a giant dinosaur movie. I love dinosaurs. People go around. I love dinosaurs like people who love movies, but don't really love movies. Like, I love movies. So you come, oh yeah, I like movies. I mean, who's your favorite director? Can you tell me the key grip? If you can't do that, then you're not me. When a kid can come up and name their 3 favorite dinosaurs, that's not me. I can, like T-Rex and Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, I can't name them all. A Velociraptor. But I love dinosaurs and I love monster movies. So should you watch Jurassic World Rebirth because I love dinosaurs and Jurassic movies? Yes, you should do that. You should totally watch Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, and not get stared at by the cat. If you like dinosaurs and giant monsters, check this out. There's a kind of a weird dinosaur, the hybrid thing at the end that they kind of explain but don't really. It's written by David Koepp, who actually wrote the screenplay for the first one and part of the second one. So, dumb as a box of rocks, but not a bad 2 hours. And it has dinosaurs and Scarlett Johansson. What else could you need? This has been Joe and Ash. See you real soon.
On Friday, December 19th, join the entire Scarefest TV crew for their annual holiday party episode. This tradition started back years ago when Wes, along with co-hosts Chris Sutton and Ken Boggle, did an impromptu Christmas episode where they just chatted over cocktails one Friday night. Since then, it has become an annual tradition with absolutely no theme or topic other than being with friends with a little holiday trivia thrown in.
And welcome back, everybody, to the final segment of Scarefest TV for this evening. Now, what we're going to bring your attention here a little bit from Shane. Okay. the cast of the Holzer Files or Paranormal Mysteries or whatever you want to point out now will be in Lexington, Kentucky, Sunday. Right? Sunday? It's Sunday, isn't it?
Yep. Sunday, December 14th.
You're at Comedy Off Broadway. What the hell are you doing, dude?
That's right. So we are going to have a night where we kind of share the behind the scenes of some of our favorite paranormal investigations that we've done. We're going to share some stories that maybe you've never heard before, do a Q&A. We're just going to hang out and have a good time. It's going to be a great time. So it's December 14th, like you said, Lexington, Kentucky, Comedy Off Broadway. I believe it's 161 Lexington Green Circle, number C4. So we hope to see y'all there. If you want to get tickets, you can go to darknessevents.com, and you can get your tickets there. Or you can go to my website too, officialshanepittman.com. I have all the info there.
Yeah, damn, you can pull us back in. Freaking Dave Schrader had me share it the other night. So would you share this for me? And then after I shared it, I realized he didn't even put a damn ticket link in it. What a dumbass.
How dare him. How dare him.
Yeah. And then I went to find it.
I'm glad somebody else is calling him a dumbass instead of me for once. That's good.
Then I went to find the ticket link. It is by another one at comedyoffbroadway.com has a link for it. But if you just Google it and click on their ticket link while you're still on Google, not there. You're just not funny enough, Shane. They have apparently two different platforms they use. And so, yeah, just want to help you out there a little bit. One last thing I want to do.
I'll probably need to let them know.
I have another unboxing.
Ooh!
It's actually an unenveloping, but let me get in here. I should have brought a knife. Which obviously answers the question, am I wearing pants? Because I always carry a pocket knife. Everybody, as you might know, one of my co-hosts, Joanne Hochstetter, is has other YouTube projects. One of them is called Hook, Line, and Chill. And if you wonder what it is, it's beautiful women fishing with some dude. They do a calendar every year. And yes, it is pretty much a girly calendar, good old-fashioned girly calendar. I got the big one because last time I got the normal size one, I couldn't see nobody. And Joanna, I understand, is May, and I think July too. Oh, that girl's hot. Wow. Okay. Yeah. In July. So if you go to scarefestradio.com, I put a link on the website for support it. It's a neat little show. It's not as sexual as I make it sound, just so you know. But it is hot women.
When are we going to
fishing.
make a Scarefest calendar?
You know, now that I know that this place does it, we might just have to look into that. And
That's a good idea.
We can fold in the whole pants or no pants thing.
There you go.
You could wear your sleepaway camp cosplay.
That's right.
I am 10 pounds away from bringing that back. I did it on the bet that one time.
I asked you about that, Wes. I asked you about that in the last Scarefest.
And I gained 5 pounds since then, Shane.
Shane, you missed it. I got to see those shorts get cut in front of us. It was...
Oh, really?
It was special. I was glad to be at the booth that day.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's scissors. You know, what do you do? Okay.
Before.
So basically, everybody, to end the evening, I do want to leave you with a bunch of links. Of course, you can go to comedyoffbroadway.com or Dave's, that's darknessevents.com.
Darknessevents.com. And also, if I can just plug this, streambeacontv.com. If you want to go.
That was my next plug.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Wes. Stepping ahead.
Where can people get your book?
You can get my book at officialshanepittman.com, or you can go to Amazon and just search up Hope on the Other Side of Pain. You can get it there. But yeah, again, if you're a fan of the Holzer Files or anything like that, and you are missing that content, we have a brand new show called Paranormal Mysteries that's on Beacon TV. So if you go to streambeacontv.com, you can go sign up there and watch. And yeah, and hopefully we'll do more seasons.
Got it looks like a really interesting lineup.
Yeah, we got some good stuff, and we're constantly adding new stuff. That's what's cool about it, is since we own the production company and all of this stuff too, we have the creative freedom to produce a lot of good stuff and stay out there. But your support and subscribing and all of that just helps us continue the mission, which is super important. So everybody that has supported us, thank you so much, because it really means a lot. Helps us keep going.
And
thank
Dave
you
was also complaining the other night that you haven't officially renewed your all show together.
Yeah, well, it all depends on, the continued support, right? It's
There you
one
go.
of those things where it's all based on that. So
everybody, wanted to leave you with those links tonight. Shane, I want to thank you so much for doing the show, and good luck
thank y'all.
with the venture. Like I said, I really am going to subscribe now that I'm actually at my computer where I can do it. And
thank you for coming to Scarefest and doing that investigation.
Oh, no, thank y'all for having me. I mean, it's, again, that's another thing. Scarefest is top notch. One of the premier, best events of the year. So if you haven't actually made it there, physically go, because it's worth it. So
I'm not sure
yeah.
what absurd outfit I'm going to wear for the next panel.
I know it's going to be equally as good as this last year, so it's fine.
I was like, God, they all, like, Aaron Sagers is like literally giving stink face. It was, I owe all of you an apology.
Hey, now that picture is like it's there forever. You can't get away from it. So
that's my legacy.
Yeah,
so
it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, but thank y'all for having me. I really do appreciate it. Y'all keep up the good work. It's a lot of great stuff that y'all are doing too.
And by the way, we still got a minute. I'm going to tell you my TV experience. I actually did a sizzle for Ping Pong Productions.
Okay, yeah.
That was the most uncomfortable thing short of going to the fucking dentist that I've ever done in my life, and I've had kidney stones. So I'm just going to tell you the worst part of it. Okay, now he told the truth, people. Didn't ask us to fake anything, nothing like that. But I did a prayer, basically a crossing prayer over a little cemetery, Shane.
Mm-hmm.
And they shot it, and then of course it's a little production. It was a sizzle, so they only had like one good camera. So they shot it, from like 10, 15 foot away. And they said, okay, we need you to do it again. We're going to move the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I don't have this memorized. It was just a prayer. And I think in all, I did it like 12, maybe 15 times. Until finally they were like 2 bridges over shooting in on me. And by then I was going, God, I'm sorry, it's me again.
Yeah, man, trust me, I know exactly how that feels, man. After like the 15th take, you're like, okay, can we just wrap this up? This is it.
Yeah, we got a lot of that. When you'd walk into a room and they said, well, the camera wasn't set right. Would you do it again? We're going to move over here.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I've done a few things of haunted discoveries, but like the My Ghost Story, they'd be like, okay, I need you to act like you heard something when you walked in the room. And they would go, that was really good. And I'd be like, listen, I do community theater. I'm a professional. So,
yeah. Well, see, if I were to try to do that, it would not go well.
You just got to do a good musical or two and you'll be fine.
And then I'll be a pro like you.
Yes.
Great.
I was pretty good in high school, but I can't act for shit now.
I can't either.
Bring it back.
Well, I only did the over the top parts, so I didn't have to act. I just had to be myself. I sound like a bad Southern Baptist minister in every part I've ever done.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna call it a night now. Everybody, good night. See you next week for the holiday party, and we'll see how drunk we can get in the amount of time allotted.
Hell yeah.